ESFJ weaknesses. 7 struggles of being an ESFJ. The ESFJ is described as the caregiver, consul, and provider. These helpful souls have a desire to support others and foster cohesion and teamwork to achieve a common goal. Practical skills like organization and social intelligence are among their positive characteristics. But this personality also comes with its share of struggles. Here is a look at 7 of the weaknesses associated with the ESFJ personality. 1. Need for external validation. As an FE-DOM type, ESFJs place much importance on what other people think of them. Their desire for acceptance and inclusion can lead them to sometimes compromise their own self-interest in order to accommodate and fit in or ingratiate themselves with others. Furthermore, ESFJs may have insecurity about the strength of their own ideas and opinions and may feel reassured only when others agree with them. Additionally, ESFJs are noted for their concern with garnering social status and good reputation. Their self-esteem is strongly influenced by their popularity and how valued they are as a contributing member of a group. 2. Codependency. Extending on the previous point, ESFJs can be very codependent and emotionally needy. They can seem desperate for companionship and attention in addition to acceptance by others. ESFJs are prone to being heavily dependent on their partners, friends and loved ones for emotional and moral support, without which they can feel deeply insecure. They can be clingy and seek frequent affirmations of their partner's love and evidence of their loyalty. Moreover, ESFJs don't like being by themselves for extended periods and will often feel compelled to include other people in on whatever they are doing. When it comes to problems, rather than figure things out themselves, they are often too quick to seek help from others upon whom they may become overdependent. ESFJs may have an emotional need to feel needed, and they will even go so far as to try and stimulate that need in others. 3. Fear of going against the grain. ESFJs have a social consciousness that leads them to act and behave in accordance to what they believe is socially acceptable. Moreover, they can often try to push their idea of what is acceptable onto others and perceive those who display unusual and unconventional behavior in a negative light. ESFJs are uncomfortable with exercising their individuality at the risk of being alienated and ostracized for it. They would rather position themselves as a team player, but in the process can be too concerned with saying and doing the right thing rather than be original and creative. 4. Critical thinking. ESFJs tend to embrace rules and traditions as tools for maintaining interpersonal cohesion and harmony. They generally pull their values and principles from their group, and can be easily indoctrinated. Being that TI is their inferior function, ESFJs are not inclined to use cold logic to guide their decisions. Instead, they rely more on feelings and group feedback and consensus. Without developing a strong sense of their own personal principles and reasoning, ESFJs are susceptible to conformity with groups who have bad ideas and intentions. Furthermore, ESFJs tend to have less interest or patience for heavy analysis and taking the time to really understand technical problems and issues. Instead, they more often rely on blanket generalizations and glib moral platitudes. 5. Sensitivity to conflict and criticism. ESFJs are harmony-seeking individuals who generally avoid dealing with conflict directly. They are sensitive to criticism and can feel very attacked when they are subjected to the negative judgments and opinions of others. This vulnerability to conflict and criticism may often lead the ESFJ to resort to all kinds of deflections and manipulations to take the heat off of them. Their response to criticism can often be one of denial and excuse-making. They can go into victim mode and utilize any number of defense mechanisms, including guilt-tripping others and finding ways to shift the blame back onto their critics. ESFJs have a harder time being objective about themselves when their attention and energy is so often directed outwards. Accepting inconvenient truths about themselves and those close to them can be a tough pill for ESFJ to swallow. More self-reflection and development of their TI can help them in this area. 6. Clinging to the past. ESFJs lean towards conservatism in their views and attitudes. They can have difficulty parting ways with outmoded traditions and values that are no longer viable. Furthermore, ESFJs may have a fondness for the familiar that can extend to an unhealthy attachment to their comfort zones. This may include an unwillingness to let go of people and relationships no longer good for them. Additionally, even though ESFJs like to keep up with the world, they can be slow to adopt the new technologies and innovations designed to improve their life. They are likely to feel intimidated by the prospect of having to learn a new and better process that is technical. ESFJs will often leverage any excuse they can find to preserve the status quo and avoid the pains of upgrading their knowledge and saying goodbye to an outdated modality they are accustomed to. 7. Being too selfless. ESFJs are very hospitable and friendly, but sometimes their eagerness to please others can be to their own detriment. ESFJs have a propensity for bending over backwards for others while too often neglecting or denying their own needs as an individual. Their desire to help others is commendable, but they may need to guard against doing too much to the point that they get taken for granted or overtax themselves. ESFJs may often acquire the appreciation they desire from others by lavishing them with sycophantic praise and compliments, some of which can seem unwarranted or disingenuous. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs and subscribe to this channel to stay posted. Till next time.